As a creative professional working with clients and peers, I often find myself in a loop, constantly typing out feedback on multiple devices and tools. Discovering Pactto has allowed me to eliminate typed feedback and instantly send a recorded video with my action items. With Pactto, I can easily review videos, websites, images, 3D files, and audio files. My feedback can then be sent as a link with clear action items faster than any other tool out there. Pactto has changed my daily lifestyle. I now have more time than ever to do what I love most.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Today, I'm here with a very good friend, a Pacto teammate, Josias. Josias, how are you doing?
Great, we are live. Thank you so much,
We're live.
Damien. Thank you for having me also.
Awesome. Thank you, Josias, for joining here. Josias is a big specialist in UX, in design. He runs a ton of courses. He writes books, so that's also super interesting. And his last book was around a lot of learnings, and there's a lot of Pacto stuff there, right, Josias? Like, do you want to talk about your book a little bit?
Yeah, it's a great pleasure to be part of it because we used Pacto as a really good benchmark for that because we have a lot of experiments and a lot of things that we improved along the onboarding experience. And we used these concepts to drive new users, to drive a new experience. And so we put a lot of these learnings inside this book. And so this is amazing because we are using real stuff into this book, right?
That's amazing. Yeah, no, I was really impressed. And you started with books. How many years ago? How long ago did you start writing books?
5 years, 5 years.
Nice. And Josias has a very good course on design, product design. So I remember many times we went through a ton of iterations with his students using Pacto. And a lot of the way you see things now are really influenced by the groups. When it's, do you have a next class planned? How can people know about it?
Actually, at this moment, we don't have any new classes, just the recorded one.
Awesome. Right. Yeah, if you guys can watch, do you want to share the link here so we can show people, like, if they want to watch the class and
Of
find your
course.
book? That would be really good. We maybe let's even tell the group there, the product design group, that we're here. Maybe they have questions, maybe they want to participate. We can bring people to the live as well. The whole idea with this live stream, normally we are speaking with specialists and doctors and designers, video producers, filmmakers. But today we wanted to do a little bit, something a little bit different. We wanted to show where Pacto is right now in terms of features, some of the new things that we have. And then we would love to get your thoughts, and maybe if people watching, if you want to ask questions, if you want to mention use cases, that would be really useful. And yeah, so that's the whole goal. Are you okay with that, Josias?
Yeah, perfect. I'm really excited for that.
Awesome. All right,
let's
let me share my screen here and we get started. All right, so here we are. We have Pacto. Let me see if I can get a bigger one. Yeah, there we go. A little bit bigger. If you want to start using Pacto, you can go to pacto.com, Pactto.com, and there you can download the desktop app. You can use the web app and stay in the browser, or you can download the mobile app. And the whole idea of Pacto is we want to allow, especially creatives, but pretty much anyone, to express what's in their head as fast as possible. So we know that there's this huge communication challenge where people have to schedule meetings when they need to discuss something or present something. or ask for something, right? And they have to schedule meetings. And if they send an email, sometimes the email is not easy to understand. No one goes excited to read a long email, right? Like it's like, well, come on, this is a very long email. Let's go through this. And the effort, the brain power that's required for reading is a lot bigger than the brain power required to watch, right? Like if you watch a video, if you listen to something, it's a lot less brain power. Of course, there are people that prefer reading because they are trained and they're used to that, but watching requires a lot less energy, brain power than really reading. Reading is something that we weren't born with, right? It's something that we learned, something that we built, and our brains, the neuroplasticity of the brains, allowed us to learn and do something that's not natural. So reading, writing is not natural, and as we grew, like we learned, and now we can do that. But again, the whole idea of Pacto is to allow anyone to express themselves fast, clearly, so there's no questions about anything. There's no those, what do you mean by this, what do you mean by that, let's meet to clarify this. Or after you give feedback on something, then you have to spend a ton of energy explaining what's not right. No one goes to a feedback session, let's say a third or a fourth feedback session, excited, right? If they are having that discussion, it's because the job is not being done the way that person or group requested. Again, the whole idea of Pacto, express yourself fast. So if you want to download that, you can have 14 days to try Pacto with all the pro features, all the professional features. We have this pro plan that has unlimited recording time. There's a lot of benefits there, and you can download. So let's start with the desktop app. So whenever you install Pacto for Mac, if you go here on the website and you scroll all the way to the bottom, you get to the download section, right? So you can download Pacto for mobile, or you can download Pacto for your desktop. Here on Mac Silicon, I already have Pacto installed, and I'll use that. At any point, you can, let's say I want to what's your product design link, Josias? Remember product or any link that you recommend?
Yeah, I sent by private chat to you, David.
Okay, let me get it here. Perfect. Let me copy that, and I will add. All right, so this is the website of Josias' course. That's Josias right there, and you can watch and you can see it was. He trained a lot of people over the years, and I can guarantee it's a very good program. So let's say I want to provide feedback on this website, right? I want to suggest a change to this section. Of course, I can take a screenshot. I can then add arrows, drawings, send an email, but that takes time, right? So with Pacto on the desktop, I have 3 monitors here. So in any monitor, all you got to do is go up here where you have the P, and then you choose to record a video message, right? So when you choose record a video message, we're gonna launch the screen recording feature here for Pacto. You can see there is a mic checker here, and this is super important. Like we heard from our users that they need to know if the mic is on. Some users that we know that use Slack, for example, they record videos there, but every time they start recording a video, they spend 10 seconds just testing the microphone, recording a 10-second video just to test the microphone. And there's this tension of, oh my God, is my mic on? Is my mic on? So we made sure that if there's no sound, not only you can see the bar not moving, but we will inform you if you start recording and there's no sound coming, we'll let you know via message. So you will pop up that, and then you'll be super easy. For example, let's say I want to get maybe something that doesn't have audio, like this Zoom audio here, right? So there's no audio here. Uh, oh, this is capturing my audio. I don't think there's one that there's no audio. But let me do another thing. Let me get the same mic that I have, and I will get the sound feature here just to show you guys. So you see the mic here up and down. Let's say I go to sound, and on this mic that I have, I remove, right? And you can see that right there. So the whole idea here is to inform you if the audio is working or not. And then you can start recording, right? And if there's no audio coming in, it will let you know, and it will really inform. So you know exactly, okay, my mic is not on, and that will help. So I'm reviewing this website here, and as you can see, I have drawing tools, so I can draw things as I review this website. I can draw with free drawing here with an arrow, like if you want to point to something. As you can see here, the drawings are disappearing after 1 second. If you want, you can keep them on, and it's a setting that I will show in a second. You can really highlight whatever you want, explain things. With this tool, whenever you have this tool open, it blocks the clicks and everything, because we need to know you're drawing and not interacting with the website or interacting with what's behind. But you can still scroll. So we added this feature where you can still scroll. You can draw and scroll. But if you really want to click on something and move, then you have to close here, and then you'll be able to interact with the background, right? That's there. Another thing that we have is during our review, you can ask questions. For example, let's say I want to learn more about UX and some trends for this year. So I can click here and just say something. List the trends for UX and UI design for 2025. Maybe bring some lessons learned from 2024, trends that appeared, became more relevant, and trends that disappeared. So when you do that, Pactto will search, right? It's now searching, looking for that information. So it'll help you in the process. So you'll be able to ask questions about pretty much anything. And in this case specifically, we're using OpenAI API, so you can really see, like, and now it gave you the answer. So some other things that it brought for you, trends for 2025, hyper personalization. Yes.
This is a very risky situation, because you're doing things at the same time that we are speaking. We're not.
Yes.
We did not prepare anything before this meeting. We're doing things in real time, using this feature in real time, right?
Yes. And yeah, there's always a risk, right? Software is unpredictable, but again, we tried super hard to have no bugs, and there's a lot of focus in quality. But yeah, that's a very good point, Josias. What do you think about these trends? Are they true to your expectations or predictions, Josias, for 2025? Hyper personalization, voice and conversational interfaces, AR, inclusive design, minimalist neumorphism, async collaboration in design, sustainability. It's pretty cool. Like, in a lot of the things here, number 2 is really what we're doing with Pactto, right? You can interact with the interface with your voice. Another one here is collaboration, asynchronous collaboration. So again, with Pactto, you can just record and go from there. Any other thoughts on these?
No, it sounds good. And what is the source? Where is the place that this content came from?
Yeah, we simply asked, and we didn't ask for sources, so we did a big research on everything that you could find. But if you want, you can mention, please bring the sources, and then it will list all the sources. It's literally just like talking to ChatGPT, but in this review, so you can move a little bit faster. And then you can pause the review if you want. You can resume it, and whenever you're done, Pactto creates this instant video with everything we did. So here you have the drawings. He recorded the computer audio, so we can hear Josias speaking. You can see all the drawings. And the whole idea here is to allow you to quickly create that video message in a way that's fast. You don't have to spend time selecting the screen or doing all these extra steps. Just record video message, record, and then go from there. And from here, you can share this as an MP4. So we created that MP4 here that you can share. Another very important point here is that Pactto is privacy first. So all the processing that you saw here took place locally. So it didn't send any frame to a cloud. It didn't send any voice, any audio to a cloud when recording, right? Like when we asked the questions for ChatGPT, yes, we did that. But here we're simply recording, right? And recording locally. So if you're working on a project that's top secret and you cannot touch the web, this is possible. Or you can record your screen, you can record your message, and from here you can send this MP4 file to anyone via messages or Slack or WhatsApp, and then you can share this video if you want as a link. And then at this point, yes, when we create the link, it will be in the cloud, in our cloud. We have cryptography and all those things, but it is now in the cloud. Let me show you a review, an example of a review here that uses the link created by Pactto. So this is a review created by Pactto on mobile. So PJ Pereira, he's an amazing, a legend, a very good designer, creative director, won a ton of things, even an Emmy, and he's our biggest customer, our lighthouse customer. He owns an agency in San Francisco and New York called Pereira Odell, and he's a judge in many advertising contests out there. And he won. We saw that. Remember, Josias went to their office, and when we saw all the trophies, and it was really impressive to see everything that they did.
Yeah, because they have really huge achievements, like very pretty much a lot of awards and things. PJ is like a legend from creative community. Like
truly a legend. And then here, when we create a link, a Pactto link, you can then see the video. So all the things that he mentioned. So we merge everything into one video. We capture all the visual, all the verbal signs. You can see the music. You can listen to the music in the video. You can really. I don't think it's playing because of Google Chrome blocking the audio, but there is audio here. You can see that he does a lot of sounds. Like it needs to be like this and that and shoot, like all this like fast. And those things, if explained via text, will never capture that emotion, right, that he has. So this is really capturing all the verbal, all the visual signs, making it very, very easy for him to explain anything. So instead of having 10 meetings or 10 rounds of revisions, he just does one and that's it. So the link has the video, a title based on what was said, and our AI gets all the transcriptions with time code. So you can click on the time code here and it will take you to that point in the video. And we take an extra step, and we create action items. So based on everything that was shared there, we create action items with time codes. And of course, you as the owner here, you can change it if you want. You can do whatever you want and change this. But very, very positive. Another example that I have here is I used Pactto. I had this amazing conversation with the good friend here, and he's an investor. He's an advisor to startups, a PM, and the talk was so good that I decided to, after getting the transcriptions, what if we could create a blog post? So instead of action items, Pacto created a blog post based on what was said. And from here, I can copy, I can edit, I can do whatever I want very, very easily. So that was another powerful use case for Pacto. Josias, do you use Pacto for anything in your workflow for the talking about the desktop app that you want to share or mention?
Yeah, I used Pacto a lot when I was at Embraer, because when we talk about this company, we're talking about big corporations, and so we have a lot of restrictions, constraints, and using Pacto, I could be able to install Pacto into my machine and record any session that I want. And after the session, I was able to recap conversations, very good points that I had to review and see again to understand all the details along the projects, along the specifications. And so for this reason, I used Pacto for me alone, to study about the projects and all the things that we are doing to be more productive, because I know that Pacto was built to share things with other people, but in this use case, I use Pacto in much more like a reverse way. I use Pacto with
Nice.
a lot of people, and then I use the resume, I use the transcription for myself alone.
Nice. Yeah, I also used that workflow to create a document at one point. I remember it was late. I had to write this long MOU, this memorandum of understanding, right? This document agreeing on something with another company. And I decided to use Pacto. I just recorded my intention there. And at the end, I told it to create the document, and it did. So it was very easy for me to do it from my bed. I was sleeping, and it was like, it worked. So you don't have to be in front of the camera. You don't have to use it, like, you don't have to use the recording for sharing. You can use the recording to produce more content. And that's a very, very good point. And this is another big lesson learned that we have over the years. Not everyone likes to record themselves, right? They don't like to be on camera. Some people don't even like their voice. So for those scenarios, we were thinking, like, what could we do to accelerate existing workflows? For example, let's say I'm reviewing this deck here and I want to leave a comment, text comment, right? And we know that, yes, you can use Pacto to record, create a link, but not everyone is comfortable or is ready for that. So we thought of, what if I could come here to any place and then choose to comment, right? Just like you do normally. And now technically I would need to type here, right? But what if I could just say what I want to become text, right? So I can place the cursor here, and then up here we have this new feature called Speak for Instant Text. So I can activate that. Whenever I do that, I get this little guy here, and it floats on top of all the applications. So it's tool agnostic. It's not part of one specific tool. And then I can, again, place the cursor, as I said, and then say what I want to say. So let's think here. Let's replace this image by an image of a computer. We're focused on desktop now and not on tablets. Let's make sure it's a Mac, and let's make sure the wallpaper showcases the screen recording feature. So when I click there again, Come on. Let's try that again. Demo gods, where are you? Let's see here. Let's try that again. Oh man.
No worries,
What's
Damien. This is
going
the real
on?
life.
No, let's do one thing here. Let me restart. There's a lot of rain here in California. The internet was very unstable, but let me quit. And yeah, let me force quit. These are the demo scenarios, right? Sometimes super stable, sometimes it's not. All right, let's give it a try again. So speak for instant text. I have the little guy here. I'll place the cursor. Let's try one more time. There we go. Yeah, it was the demo gods were not cooperating there, but the whole idea is you can let's do this again. Let's say I want to replace this image with something else, and I want to add a comment here, right? I can click here. Let's change this image by a bigger image. Let's make sure it's a computer image, a Mac, and the wallpaper or the thing that's on the screen is representing the screen recording features. So when you do that, again, in less than 2 seconds, maybe 1 second, you got all that here, right, in a very good way. And this is multi-language, so you can use multiple languages. And, for example, if I can say this in Portuguese. Vamos trocar essa imagem por uma imagem mais de computador. E na tela de fundo, vamos focar principalmente na gravação de tela. Again, it recognized the language and very quickly it did that for you right here. So again, this accelerates the conventional way of typing, right? So you don't have to type. You can go way faster by just saying, and you can, as a creative, you can maybe even close your eyes and think and just say what's in your head, explain everything, and then you will transform that into text very quickly. Because if you have to stop your creative thinking to then type, you're losing, you're breaking your flow. You're switching your brain mode from like really creating and thinking in detail to, oh, now I need to use my fingers to formalize this thought. And that context switching, that action switching really breaks your creative flow. So that's there. Yeah, I'm glad it worked. And same thing if you go to other scenario. Let's say I go to Frame.io. Let me sign in here very quickly. Let's say I have a demo project here. Let's get this guy here. And then from here, I have a lot of comments. Let's say I want to add a comment here, right? I can use the tool here. I can watch the video and really see what I want to mention, what I want to mention. I can place the cursor here and say, let's make sure we add more light to it. Maybe the letters can show up right here, showcasing the new scene. And let's make sure we bring some humans to add more light to it. Again, it's gonna very quickly add everything there as a text. So even in traditional tools, Google Slides or Google Docs or email, anything, you can literally just say what you want, and then this will move a lot faster. Yeah, this is very, very, very powerful. Any thoughts, Josias?
Yeah, it's very interesting because you're using Pacto not only to record or other screens, but at the same time you're using Pacto to hack the system. Because instead of doing things that requires multiple devices like my hand, the keyboard, you're using Pacto to say things, and then they can receive this information through Pacto. So
That's
this is
amazing.
very
That's
interesting.
really on point. And again, the fact that you can just say your words will accelerate your process big time. And I don't know if you noticed, but we removed filler words, those and all these things that are not very useful in text. So we do that treatment to get that done. Perfect. And then what else do you think we could use this feature for, Josias?
I don't know, maybe coding
Man,
or
that's such a good point. That is such a good point. There's this new movement now. I think everyone is aware, not everyone, but a lot of people are aware, called vibe coding, right? So
vibe coding. Yeah, yeah.
you don't have to be a programmer, you don't have to be a developer to build anything, right? So there's a ton of apps. For example, let me show you one here that I really like. It's called Cursor. I don't know if you use Cursor, Josias, already, but let me just open a project. Let me just create a new Cursor text. Perfect. So now I have this thing here, right? I can, let's say at this point, this is only a folder, right? This is simply a folder with nothing, but I want to create a page to showcase something. Let's say I want to create a page to list some trends, right? So I can, in Composer here, I can place the cursor, go to Pactto there, activate the little guy, and I just say, let's create an HTML page that will list the top 2025 trends in UI and in UX design. Let's make sure the page has a search bar at the top and some testimonials in the middle of the page, and also a form for people to submit their ideas. So when you do that, again, very quickly, I got that instruction here, and then I can choose the agent mode, meaning that it will also act. And now if I hit submit, it's gonna think first and hopefully respond to everything I'm asking. Let's see. All right, so it's explaining what is doing. It's creating the first file, the index.html file, and I'm not touching the keyboard. This is really Cursor doing its magic. It's generating the page utilizing the instructions that I had, right? So it's thinking. Yeah, there's definitely something weird with my internet. Normally this is a lot faster. Maybe I need to update later, but it will generate the HTML file. You'll generate everything that I need in a very quick way. I don't know if I stop and try again to send a new request. Let's try again. So I'll copy this. Let's try submit. Oh yeah, now you responded a lot faster. Generating the index.html file. And I've seen people do entire applications with Cursor. There's another tool called Windsurf that's also very powerful. Man, what's going on? Demo. It's not our app, but it's kind of locked here. Maybe let's ping the Cursor guys to see what's going on. But let me explain what's going to happen when it works. Oh, there you go. It created the index.html file utilizing everything that we did. Now it's going to create a CSS file. And let me make this bigger so you guys can see it in action. So it created all these things, all the code, and now it's creating the CSS file. And he created even the submission section. Remember I mentioned that it should create that form for people to submit their trends. So it did that. Perfect. Now it's creating a JavaScript file to make sure the interactions are working, right? HTML is the structure, CSS is the look and feel, the style, and then the JavaScript is really the logic behind what happened, right? So again, it's creating that, and perfect, it did it. But let's say I want to see this running. I can say, let me place the cursor here and just say, now I need to see this website running locally here on my computer to see how it looks. Perfect. And I hit submit, and it's now gonna create everything. At this point, it's just opening the index.html. It's not doing anything special, but again, it allowed me to click there and it took me to the site. Again, so remember I mentioned I wanted to talk about trends, design trends, the search bar here. It even brought real things like similar to the ones that we saw. So it not only created the code, but also got the content, which is really interesting.
Where this search bar came from?
I asked for a search bar, yeah, in my instructions. But you see
Yeah,
some testimonials and the form. How long did it? And this was with cursor kind of slow in the beginning because he was probably searching for things. But look, this is crazy. Like this would take hours, right, to build before AI. So anyone can build anything. I can say, let's say I want to change this and make it dark mode. So change all the colors to represent a dark mode. It's better, and add a big image to the top to excite the audience. Perfect. So now it's gonna change the entire style, like to represent this as a dark mode, and I'm doing nothing, right? I'm literally just watching it work. And if it does something that I don't like, it will revert. You will I can always go back, right, and change. It's now changing the styles here. It's gonna make it dark mode, and there's another thing that's pretty cool here. Let's see if I can make that work. Let me get Josias website here while it does that. Let me place this here, and let's say I want to use this thing here. It's dark mode, right? And I'm taking a screenshot, and now I can go to cursor. First, let's see what it did for the HTML there. Dark mode, boom. So again, in seconds, right? Minutes.
That's amazing.
The image, look at that. This is insane. And it even has the scrolling effect there. Another thing that I can do is I can say, I want the website to have this look and feel. And then I can paste. Because it's super short, I just typed. But if it's something bigger, it's now utilizing that image as a reference, and it will really do the job there very, very quickly. So that's cursor. That's cursor combined with Pactto here, the speak for instant text, and really speeding up your process. Any thoughts, Josias, before we move on to the next feature?
Yeah, that's really amazing because we're driving the energy and our focus to do things that we are thinking about instead of thinking about the requirements. Oh, look, I need a search bar. I need to transform this article into a page. And no, change this article to a page and then put a search bar on the top level, etc., etc. And so this is amazing because we're driving the energy to the outcome, to the things that we want to do, and we can use Pacto in several cases, not only for the feedback, but we can also use Pacto as my personal AI agent to fill out the things.
100%. Let's see how that looks. Look at that. Based on your website, Josias. It's insane. It's simply insane. We did this in a couple hours. And again, the fact that you can accelerate your process by just saying what you want. Anytime you feel lazy, like, oh, I have to type that long thing, think of Pacto, right? And then just say what needs to change and go from there. So this is vibe coding. What we just did is called vibe coding. It's coined as vibe coding. Maybe there's going to be something new like vibe designing. I don't know. Some people are saying that
I didn't like the colors. I want to change,
yeah.
Damien.
Some people say that we can even and this, I would love to hear your thoughts, Josias, on this. Some people are saying that in this new era of vibe coding, we don't need tools like Figma or Framer or XD back in the Adobe days, or Sketch. So technically, like, what do you think a design? First of all, like, do you think it's true? And if yes or no, like, what do you think will happen to designers, product designers?
Yeah. One thing that Pacto embrace, in my vision, in my perception, is that when we talk about feedback, for instance, we're talking about human emotions. We're talking about how to express myself to other humans. And when you talk about tools as Figma, I love Figma. I love XD and all the tools that came before. But when we are working, a lot of times, I had this feeling that, oh my God, I'm spending so many times, so many times using a tool, doing like things uh, that a machine could do, because I'm repeating over and over and over again, uh, creating components, creating certain screens, and sometimes workflows. And using AI, you can spend less time doing things that requires less brain and less human interactions, and drive my energy and focus to create new things, doing more business, create new connections with new humans, and spend my energy, my good energy, instead of the process and the tool, to other humans, to new business, and at the end of the day, making more money. And you don't need to
Yeah.
be you don't need to be afraid of it, or AI and all the tools that are coming. And I believe that what is essential to a designer is that we use our energy to create things for other people, to create new emotions, to embrace the community, to grow. And so this is important in my vision, not only the tool, because they are amazing. We have a lot of things coming, new terms, new products, but humans are important, because we are doing things for other humans.
I agree 100%. Yeah, we truly believe in our Pacto org, like everyone, like our vision is really to maximize creativity, human creativity, because we truly believe this core belief that AI will do a lot of things, but that initial spark, that creativity belongs to humans. and humans will be the drivers of everything, you know, and that's why it's so exciting. But yeah, but I was just one point on your points there. I was at a conference last week in Texas, and I was watching this big angel investor. And sorry for my French here, but in at one point he was like, "Who here uses AI a lot?" A lot of people, hands up. And then who here uses like a couple of days? More people. And then who here doesn't use it AI that doesn't use it yet or is a little bit of skeptical? And then some people raised their hands, and then he was, "You're fucked." Literally, like, you're fucked. Like, in this new world, if you don't use AI, you are killing yourself. And he even mentioned one thing that was very, very powerful for me. I have 2 kids, and he was like, if you have kids, teach them entrepreneurship, teach them how to run businesses, because all of these big league, Ivy League universities, like all the big ones, they're very, very expensive. People that are graduating there, they're not finding jobs anymore. It, like, going through those very expensive colleges are not guaranteeing good jobs anymore. So yeah, that was really, really, really insightful. I agree with you. Like, business makes something to be profitable, and there's nothing wrong with that. And that's the future. And AI will allow anyone to build anything. That's what we
Yeah.
just saw there. Awesome. All right, let me show you another thing that we have here that it's pretty exciting. We know that a lot of customers, a lot of especially video professionals, when they build a video, when they create this amazing video, they need feedback from their customers. But getting feedback from customers is really hard. So what we did here is, whenever you upload a video to Pactto here in the web, you can ask for feedback. When you ask for feedback, Pactto creates this feedback request link. Oh, let me share. I'm not sharing my screen. Sorry. Let me do that again. So let's go over now that you are seeing the screen. Whenever a customer uploads a video to Pactto and you need feedback from your external stakeholder, your client, your, I don't know, the agency that you are supporting, you can then upload the video to Pactto and then click ask for feedback. When you create this request, this feedback request, you can do it by simply creating a link, or you can send the request via email. If I create a link, a feedback request link, Pactto creates this link that you can share with anyone. So let me open an incognito version here, and anyone receiving this link could provide feedback without even having a Pactto account. So you don't have to worry about creating a Pactto account. So some instructions there, and then here the customer can download the video, approve. You can formalize the approval, or you can give feedback. If you choose to give feedback, any customer, again, I didn't log in, I'm in incognito mode, I'm able to load this video to give my feedback in a much faster way. So let's load that video here. I will allow my camera. Perfect. I can even change the camera here to be the same one that I'm using here. This one, save. Perfect. All right, now I can start this review as a customer. I can play this video. I can zoom in. Let's say I want to get to the logo piece here. I can get super close here to the logo. I can then change the color and start drawing. Oh, we need to change this and that. Really spend the necessary time to review, and we are capturing all the visual and verbal signs. And when you're done, you click. We're also saving the time code, so you know exactly where that video, the timeline is for anyone to review. You can add the volume there, and then when you're done, you end this review. You can watch it to see if you like it. And then if you do like this, you can then send this review, right? So the only thing you gotta do is sign this. So let me sign this. and send, right? So you can then sign this review so we know who took that action, right? And now, without having to create an account, I'll get that. And now Pacto is creating this link that has the video, the transcriptions, the action items, and all of that. That's called Ask for Feedback. Any thoughts, Josias?
Yeah, this is really great because I know that as a user or as a coworker, I can receive this invitation through my Slack account. We can send to others using Slack for asking for feedback. And so this is amazing.
Perfect. That's perfect. Thank you. That brings us to this other feature that we have. It's the Slack integration. So if you guys use Slack, let me get Slack here.
It's the same idea. So instead of using the web browser, we can use Slack to get some feedback from other
Yes.
people.
So let's use your website as an example here. So
I'll be famous.
Yeah.
This way.
So let's say I'm here in Slack and I say I need to review this website ASAP, right? And just paste it there. So our bot in Slack responds and very easily, oh, you want to review this? You want to share feedback on this? Yes. When you click review with Pacto, we launch, let's say I want to do on this screen here. We launch the browser, the Pacto browser with, it already started talking, like it launches the website with that URL loaded, and I can record and I can say, oh, here, let's change this video to something that's more simple, faster, and maybe let's add an English version to it. So when I'm done, I can see that review, and if I like it, I just send it back to Slack. So now this is going to be sent back to Slack. And you can see it already replied here. Damien reviewed your link. This is the link for you to watch. Again, so super fast. Started in Slack, went to Pacto, and then you went back to Slack.
Back to Slack and push the message automatically, right?
Yes, you can do. You can review anything. You can review images, PDFs. You can review videos, anything that's here without like really doing anything. You can stay in your workflow. All right, another thing that we have, let me show you the last thing that we have. I'll switch gears to mobile, and let me just go back to the beginning here. And let's say I'm here in WhatsApp and I got videos here. Let me see if it's bright enough. Perfect. I got videos, right, that I need to review, and I'm in WhatsApp. So I have this Red Bull video that I like. Let's say I want to review this. I can then click here, share at the bottom, and then share. And Pacto will show up here. I can tap there. This is gonna, again, from WhatsApp, I can then watch this video. I can then start this review. So it will, the same process, right? You start recording whenever you're ready, and then you can watch, you can draw things, you can zoom in, zoom out, you can jump to the end, and you can really say what you want to say in a very easy, fast way. You can even use this slider here to explain what you want. And at the end of it, you get this video with everything that we just did. And then you can watch, you can draw things, you can zoom in, zoom out, you can jump to the and then from here, I can share this with WhatsApp again. Let's do, for me, just for the example. And again, I started in WhatsApp, went to Pacto, did everything that I needed to do with that video, and sent it back to WhatsApp. So if you look here now, you can see the review is here. and the review has the verbal visual signs, the audio, and a time code up here for you to know exactly what where the timeline is for the video. So if you are in WhatsApp or messages or anything mobile, even Slack here, you'll be able to go to Pactto and then go back to your original application very, very fast. What do you think of that, Josias?
I need a coupon of discount to make my Pacto subscription right now, Damien.
Awesome. All right, guys. So this was our attempt of showing some features live with somewhat unstable internet, but luckily everything worked. And I'd love to thank you, Josias, for being here, for sharing your thoughts. And if anyone wants to play with Pactto, just go to pactto.com. And how can people find you, Josias? Like any way to connect with you?
Josias.design at Instagram, and that's it.
Perfect.
Thank
you so much, my friend. Have a good day and talk soon. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. It was my pleasure. Thank you so
Bye-bye.
much.
I created Pactto so you can get back quality time and do what matters most. When you use Pactto, you eliminate the need to type out your feedback or waste time trying to find previous comments. Instead, you can record yourself instantly, mark up your content directly, and send a recording with clear action items so nothing gets lost in translation. Review videos, websites, images, 3D files, or audio files faster than any other tool out there.